Annyeonghaseyo, my name is Katie and today I'm going to be reviewing Madame Antoine. This is a drama that just finished airing. It was 16 episodes and has been on air from January till now. Madame Antoine stars Sung Joon and Han Yi-sol. I've seen both of them in other things. Sung Joon was in Hi Jekyll Me, and then Han Yi-sol has been in a lot of stuff. I first saw her in Birth of a Beauty. Jung Jin-woon, Lee Joon-hyun, Hwang Sung-yeon, and Jung Mi-hee are also in this. They are also main characters. Madame Antoine is about a fortune teller played by Han Yi-sol. She claims that she is spiritually connected to Marie Antoinette, and Marie Antoinette's spirit speaks through her to tell fortunes. But then one day a famous psychologist moves into the second floor of the building where her cafe is, and they do not get along. Under certain circumstances, our female lead decides to take part in a psychological experiment with this psychologist, but it's not what she expects it to be. So of course things get complicated and crazy stuff happens. People have a lot of mixed feelings about Madame Antoine, and I can definitely see why. First off, the male lead. I love Sung Joon. He was awesome in Hi Jekyll Me. I thought his acting was amazing. His character was probably the most interesting in that show, and his character was really interesting in this show too, but he was a jerk, definitely. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna defend him because he was definitely a jerk. He had no respect for anyone. He was manipulative and he was a liar. He was kind of a terrible person. And a lot of people dropped the show because of that. But honestly, I didn't let it bother me too much because one, he's a jerk, but the show was not making him look like a good guy necessarily. And two, since he had such a bad personality, I was looking forward to character development. Another thing that I actually really liked about this show was Han Yi-sol. She and Sung Joon were both awesome as the leads, but Han Yi-sol, I mean, I remember the very first time I saw her in Birth of a Beauty, I was just like, wow, she is gorgeous. Like, Han Yi-sol is gorgeous. She's like, go her. She's amazing. She was really good in the fortune teller role. I was really impressed because in one episode she spoke Korean, French, German, and Spanish within 3 minutes, and I'm just like, good for you. But anyway, I really liked that the female lead in this show was smart. That made up kind of for the male lead's bad personality because she didn't let him drag her around and manipulate her. She was in control of her own life, and that was really nice to see. It was more like a game of cat and mouse between the male and female lead over who could outsmart the other one and manipulate the other one. It was really interesting and I enjoyed it. I looked forward to it, and I loved seeing the female lead put the male lead in his place. Another thing I really loved about this show were the side characters. All of them were great. I loved them. Jung Jin-woon was in Marriage Not Dating. He was the second male lead in that. I had some mixed feelings about him. I didn't dislike him in that show, but I didn't really like his character either. I really liked his character in this show because he was adorable, he was super nice, and he had a very interesting relationship in this show because he kind of got close to Jung Mi-hee's character, and she was a Nuna, and they didn't really have a romantic relationship. I can't really call it a Nuna romance, but they definitely had a close bond, and it was really interesting to see that because you don't often get to see an older female and a younger male interacting like that in a drama, in a not necessarily romantic way, but friends, mentor, student. It's kind of hard to explain unless you watch the show, but I liked it. It was really interesting. And then Lee Joo-hyun and Hwang Sung-yeon were adorable in this show. That's all I can say. Lee Joo-hyun's character was so oblivious and he caused so many problems in this show without meaning to, but it wasn't like in an annoying way. It was more in an adorable way that I loved. He was so cute, absolutely adorable. And then Hwang Sung-yeon was awesome too. I loved her, and together they were adorable. They were probably my favorite two characters in this show. Like, I liked the leads just because their characters were interesting, but these two side characters, I looked forward to seeing them every time. Like, their scenes were always great. Now, I did enjoy Madame Antoine. I really did enjoy watching it because it just had a different vibe from other dramas. I mean, the posters are very bohemian, mysterious, and I love the posters. They're gorgeous. I love the photo shoots they did for this show. I really like the clothes that Han Yi-sol got to wear in this as well, and they just add to the whole vibe. But the plot of Madame Antoine did have some problems. I think it was partly pacing, but it was also very repetitive because, like I said, the female lead takes part in a psychological experiment that is actually not what she thinks it is, and I think the experiment thing went on for too long. Like, every time I thought there would be some development between the two main characters and some development in the plot, all of a sudden it was like they took it all back and it never happened. That was kind of disappointing because I wanted continuous development building on top of itself so that we'd get a transformed character or we'd really progress in the plot. But that didn't really happen and it kind of led to some parts of the show being repetitive. I really think the experiment thing should have ended earlier. There were other things going on in the plot, so it wasn't just the experiment. So, I mean, it didn't ruin the show, but it didn't have to go on for as long as it did. I really liked the last 2 episodes because we got to see a lot of development. We got to delve into the male lead's past because he definitely had some psychological problems himself, and those episodes were really good, but I felt like they weren't necessarily rushed. I don't think they totally tried to fit too much into those last 2 episodes, but I think that they could have started addressing some of the problems they addressed in those episodes a little sooner in the show. Really, it's either the show could have been too slow or too fast, and I don't think it was either, but it still had some pacing problems, and the plot could have moved forward a little sooner, I think. As for the ending, I liked it. We got to definitely see development in the characters, and I really liked the ending between the main leads. It was kind of open, but it also wasn't. It basically just showed development within the male lead. I do wish, though, that we got more closure on the other characters because we have like 6 main characters, and we only got to see an ending for the 2 leads, and that was kind of disappointing because I like the other characters just as much as I like the main leads, if not better, and I just wish we had gotten a little more from that. As for the soundtrack, it didn't especially stand out, but I do really like the theme song for Madame Antoine. I think it's called Swing Magic. It's definitely catchy, it fits the vibe of the show, super fun. The soundtrack was good, it doesn't especially stand out, but I do like Swing Magic, and the rest of the songs fit well. I thought the humor in this show was really good as well. We kind of had a patient of the week thing where every 2 episodes we get a new psychological patient, and our 2 leads would try and help figure out what this person's problem was and help them. And there was one episode where there was this guy and they were trying to get him to tell them about his problem, so they took him to a bar, and the male lead, he passes out after 1 shot, and so he decided to drink and he passed out, and then the patient went nuts and ripped his shirt off and ran outside and jumped on a car, and our female lead is like, what do I do? So she goes running after him, and then she's chasing after him, and they end up in like this police chase, and it was really funny. There were a lot of funny moments in this drama, and I really liked that. It wasn't too serious of a show. It was just kind of fun, and you know, we got a lot of psychology stuff, and I haven't taken psychology, so I can't say how accurate any of the methods or the terminology in this show were, but it was fun. So overall, I did like Madame Antoine. I gave it 7.5 out of 10. I would have rated it higher except for the pacing problems and the problems with the male lead. I felt like his development just got pushed back so many times, and that was kind of disappointing. But overall, it was a fun show. I do think it's a show that you're either gonna love or hate. A lot of people hate it, but then a lot of people love it. And it all comes down to how much the male lead bothers you and the experiment thing. So, I don't know. I enjoyed it personally. I thought it was worth watching. I just didn't let the problems within the show bother me too much, and it was fine. So I would recommend watching Madame Antoine, but be wary of those things because depending on who you are, they could really bother you. So that is it for today's review. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've watched Madame Antoine, and tell me what drama I should watch next. I'm currently watching Descendants of the Sun and Come Back Ajushi, but if there's a drama you want to see me review, let me know in the comments and I will check it out. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and Hannah and I will see you in another video soon. Annyeong!